What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the exam breakdown. Today is Wednesday, 5/21, 2025. And today, I am going to show you how to pass your real estate exam in like 7 days using this brain-based system that we just is like helping so many people, literally filtering out all of the low-level material that rarely shows up on the examinations. So today I'm going to work through our new course and I want to show you what that's about. I'm super excited to show this thing off. It is working gangbusters for folks. It is helping them get through this exam. So for this, I want those that are listening to me right now, those that are going to watch this, this is for anyone that is nervous on taking tests, does not know what to study, is trying all of these traditional methods and they're just not working for them. This is for you. This is for anyone who's failed the real estate examination and can't afford to fail again. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get us into our new masterclass. And the masterclass is going to run through a bunch of cool things. I want to kind of show you how it looks and what it does and how it works and how it operates. And then I want to give you some success stories just to kind of show you how awesome this is working for folks. And again, it's something that is not as traditional as a lot of other study materials. Like right now, you guys are studying for hours and hours and hours, and you're sort of doing all of this work, and that work isn't really yielding any success. You might be stuck in a pre-licensing class. Maybe the class isn't that good. Maybe the class, the materials aren't that great. Or maybe you're just failing the state examination over and over and over again. So, the logic here is I want to be able to show you that there's a different way. There's another way that you can do this. Like what if I told you that you could pass this real estate examination in like 7 days? And by that, I mean, condensing your study, focusing entirely on the key essential elements, filtering out all of the non-essential stuff. Now, as many of you may be dealing with this right now, maybe you are studying for so many hours. I mean, I meet students all the time. I do meet and greets all the time, and I hear the stories across the United States. One student has to pass the school's examination. Many of your states require you to pass the school exam before they'll let you take the actual exam. And if you're one of those folks, well, that's a problem, right? That's a bit of a headache. And so what has to happen is if you can't get past that, then many times they'll make you repeat their program and say, hey, you got to take the X amount of hours over again. So one was in one state, it was 75 hours of pre-licensing. This person failed the examination 3 times. They couldn't pass the school exam. That's not even talking about the actual exam. And I keep thinking, wow, that's 255 hours. That's like 6 weeks worth of work if you're working. If you're on commission based, like think of how many leads you're pitching, how many deals you could be looking at, how many opportunities you're missing, right? Like, so again, it's for folks that are just like the traditional way isn't working. And I want you to consider this as an opportunity to just get you moving, like without burnout, without wasting hours on stuff that never shows up on this test. And like so many people say, dude, this is impossible. What do you mean? And I'm telling you, it's true. There's this way that you can pass, and it comes with like 25 years of experience. Me and Kate Tofiri, my partner, we've put in so many years and time into this. And so we've figured out ways. Both of our mantras are, let's stop wasting time on outdated methods and drowning in irrelevant material. Unlike traditional exam prep that requires endless hours of studying, did you know that the average student puts in at least 80 to 120 additional hours studying? And one of the critical reasons why they're doing that is because they're not sure what to study. They're told by their instructors, study everything because anything can show up on the examination, but that's just not true. There are ways to filter out, and we have figured out how to do that. So typically, again, what we see is in as little as 6 hours of focused learning compared to the industry average of about 80 to 120 hours. So this is huge. And so what I want to do is I want to explain to you why we built this. And then I'm going to show it to you. And I'm going to tell you sort of what's under the hood, because that's also important. And so we're seeing pass rates. We're seeing folks that were very stressed out. For example, one of our students was moving from California to Florida, and this person had trouble passing the Florida exam. They finished the coursework. They were having trouble. They failed the examination 3 times. We connected through our YouTube channel. So thank you guys for reaching out and connecting with me. Well, I absolutely, when my time permits, we have a link. If you're curious about any questions, like about our masterclass or anything like that, I'm going to have Kate drop it in the description, and you can book 20 minutes of my time. It'll be a Zoom session. I'll try to give you some advice. I'll listen to what's going on, and I'll see if I can give you some, freebies and say, hey, look, maybe try this or maybe do this. And then also, if you have more questions about the masterclass and why it is something that I really highly endorse and why I think it's important. Again, it isn't for everybody, right? Like, if you are the type of person that wants to put in the hours, wants to study, like let's say your time horizon is 6 months, you're in no rush, well, then maybe you don't need a solution to be able to get you there faster, quicker, more efficiently, and like more time conscious. But if you're anything like me, time is money. I need to get to the next thing. So if the certification is the thing that I need to do, I need to crush that and move on, because I'm already thinking about how am I going to generate leads? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And all of those things are super important. So this is the kind of approach that this person was having. She kept failing and failing and failing. This is the third time. And so I tried the second call. As a matter of fact, with the second attempt, she just failed. And then the third attempt hadn't come up yet. She was about to take it. And then I said, well, let's just try the inexpensive traditional way. So I gave her some content, some materials, and she immediately messaged me back. She said, I failed. She said, I just want to do your master class with you, and I want sort of like that high caliber thing. And so I gave her the master class. She went through it, and she did exactly what she was supposed to do. One of the cool things about it on the back end with the quizzes and sort of the test materials is, number one, they're like battle tested questions, and they're really solid. Number two, the exam quiz responses are being gathered by myself and my people. And what we're doing is we are trying to analyze very quickly what is happening and sort of what you no longer need to know, even in our condensed version of what you need to know, and what you don't need to know. Move on. Let's move to this. Stick to this. Stay here. Focus on this. And so you're constantly getting that reassurance about what's sort of happening on the back end. And I think that analysis helps people tremendously to figure things out. So that's part of it. And then other folks are just taking it and doing it. Well, anyway, my student that did our program just recently crushed the Florida exam. Crushed it. Like, wasn't even funny how awesome it was. And it was this fine combination of filtering out the nonsense and this overwhelm and sort of having somebody take it over for you. Now, remember, I do this for corporate level folks. And so what this masterclass is sort of like this condensed, miniaturized version that's sort of automated in a sense, kind of filtering through it. If I were teaching a corporate client, these would be the concepts that I would be teaching them. I would be filtering through hundreds and hundreds of pages of the nonsense that they had to go through in their pre-licensing courses and then go through there. So like, this is the logic that we've been following for all of that. That's been our North Star. And then we kind of have built this around that. So this isn't a shortcut, by the way. It's sort of like a performance accelerator, if you will. It sort of aligns effort with impact. And like, that's how I explain it to people. So, you get exponential returns for each study hour. We are compressing time, but we are maximizing the output of what you need to learn in that, like, let's say 6 hours or so. So you're going to study way less, but you're going to retain more. And it's like the wasted time, over studying. When you're doing that, you're just catching yourself in a trap. The more hours you put in does not necessarily equate to the efficient way to learn this stuff. And that's what we're learning. It's learning smart. It's not learning any other way than that, So it's the idea. Now, you don't need to know everything, and that's what our program does. It's sort of like, kind of like that Pareto principle where it's like, 80-20. It's not exactly those percentages, but it's the content that is truly enough to pass. It's the filtration system that we've built over a quarter century, and it filters out the low yielding material that's never used on examinations. And we have identified probability patterns, and we look at those metrics, and we constantly fine tune things. So you're focusing on what we're focusing on and what we know to be the most likely stuff to appear. So in our system, there's no longer this drowning in like the irrelevant chapters and start drilling the few things, the important things that you do need to know. These are the things that are moving the needle, and these are the things that we're building our foundation on. So let me kind of show you inside of this just to take a peek, and then I will share a couple of other success stories, because I think that that's really, really cool that students are utilizing this and getting through. And like, man, it is the coolest thing to be able to see that. All right, I'm going to jump over here. Let me just kick this here. And this is our program. Hope you're all doing well. Just looking over my shoulder to make sure. All right, boom, there I am. Hello. All right, so this is sort of the experience that you're going to get as soon as you purchase our masterclass. By the way, I'm going to show you where it is in our store so you can find it pretty easily and log in. It's pretty much as soon as you buy the thing, it just fires off. You get the content. The content is delivered right away. And now I want to kind of detail what's in this thing. So first off, obviously there's like this entire search bar. And one of the unique features that we've included inside of our masterclass is the ability to search globally. Oh wait, Kate just kicked me a message. She says, hey dude, say good luck to Alexis when you have a minute. She's taking her exam tomorrow. Alexis, man, woo, I'm sending you some good vibes. You're going to do it. You're going to do fine. Focused. Stay in there. Make sure you get some rest. Study the essentials. Stick with the things that you know and like really reinforce them. You know, take your time and don't freak out. Let me give you a little bit of sort of advice. I'm just going to run through a couple of topics really quickly. Number one, read each question carefully. Read them twice, okay? Many times my students should be reading these questions at least twice. Start with the answers if you can sometimes, and don't look at the question. If you can do that, sometimes it's going to take away a lot of the anxiety because the anxiety lives in the question, not in the answer. The answer is the Zen approach of trying to figure it out, the solution, the resolution to what you're looking at. So remember that, okay? Don't skim. Many incorrect answers are designed to catch those who read too quickly. Use the mark for review feature. That is a killer feature. I highly endorse that. Like, mark up this examination when you can. I'm just going to get a little pen here to write some notes for you. And I'm hoping that this will also benefit some of you other folks. So check it out. There we go. Mark for review. Read all answer choices, even if the one that looks right. Never just go to the answer. Make sure you read through everything. Sometimes crafty test writers will put correct statements up front, and then later in the statement or the answer, it will be incorrect. So be very, very careful. Watch for absolutes. Words like always, never, and must are often red flags. This is for a mortgage test, but this is absolutely applicable to my students in the real estate world as well. Use the test to take the test. Sometimes later questions contain hints. And the reason for marking and review is something that you want to make sure that you do. Trust your first instincts. You got this. Don't leave any questions blank. Wrong answers are no points. Stay aware of the clock, but don't rush. You have plenty of time. Whatever exam you're taking, there's plenty of time. So really, really time that out. Now, for my friends that may have learning challenges or learning different ways that they learn, these testing centers will comply with giving you some more time, maybe put you in a separate room. You do have to apply for those accommodations. So if you do require those, then certainly look into them with your testing centers. And look, the most important thing ever is stay calm. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to fail it. Now, when you fail it, every time you fail, you're going to have to pay. But when you pay attention. And so like maybe a fail will help you understand what you don't need to look at, or maybe a fail will help you understand what you should be focusing on. So don't worry about that. I have good feelings. Good luck on your test. And please come back, reach out to us and drop a comment and let us know how you did. We're so excited. Our fingers are crossed. You're going to do fine. I have a sense that you're going to be the next licensed real estate agent in the United States. Good luck, Alexis. All right, so check it out. Here we go. Let me show you the experience here. This is a really cool, simple thing. Now, we made this simple. We made this like really, really sleek, so we didn't have to do a lot of stuff so that you're not like drowning and like overwhelmed. The idea here is that you can get all of our content done in like 6 hours. If you watched all the videos, 6 hours. Now, we have 2 killer final exams, 2 100-question exams, and these are like the tested questions out there. So it has a ton of good stuff and none of the fluff. So we're giving you what counts and nothing more. So this minimalist approach was done that way. So it has a welcome, and then we have the course introduction, and then you're off. These unit modules are all built on the national exam outlines. So the idea here is we took all of the outlines and synthesized the topics that you're going to see. These 12 topics are the main topics, right? And then basically we built the entire model after 25 years of real world teaching experience across every major real estate publication. I have taught every single publication outside of the small, like local yokel school things. Every major text that talks about brokerage, every single one I've taught from. And over 25 years in classrooms, I've gone through them. I buy constantly these books. Man, sometimes it's boring, but I want to stay abreast of what's going on and sort of what are the emerging trends. What's changing on the examinations? There's a lot of work that goes into this. It isn't just be like, oh, he can just teach and that's like that. There's a lot of like behind the scenes work that goes into it. Now, this gives you, basically what ends up happening is it gives you like insight into what like publishers are emphasizing and what actually shows up on examinations. And this combination of us looking, testing, and understanding, plus daily feedback from thousands of YouTubers, for example, continuously helps us to update what we are learning about these examinations, and it helps us guide our learners to encounter the exam in the real world. So there's no guessing of what's important. It's already ranked, basically. This way, every topic you study has a clear reason for being there. So when you go through a module with one of us, like if you click on property ownership, I'll just show you this. Here is the property ownership module. There I am talking about it. The content that we're focusing on this particular video is the stuff that you need to worry about. And so we filtered out all the rest of the garbage in the chapters, in irrelevant nonsense that makes no like lowest probabilities possibly on the exam. Along the way in the videos, you're going to come across strategically crafted questions that you're very comfortable with my format on YouTube if you've watched our content. So you're going to see all of this and you're going to understand how this works. Questions will be put into the videos. And then after that, you watch this video, for example, it's only 48 minutes long for property ownership. You go and take the quiz. So here's the quiz. It is connected to property ownership. You will see that the quiz it's in a Google form format, and the answers you're going to get emailed right to you, the rationale, so you're going to get the results immediately, just like a conventional quiz. But what's more important is that somebody, one of us, is getting that information and making deep analysis. Once all of the quizzes have been submitted, we're able to give you some feedback. And the feedback that you're going to get is going to help you realign yourself as to what you need to do, and it'll give you some motivation moving into the finish line. One of those students had 3 days to take their next attempt. And so the challenge accepted. They're like, dude, I got to do this in 3 days. I'm going to do your masterclass. I'm like, okay, deal, let's go. And so in that 3-day period, we did some amazing theatrics to help this student get through the finish line. Crushed the thing. It was, in her words, the best investment she could have made. She had deals piling up. She couldn't expand. They were moving to Florida. She had to be licensed. She had to be onboarded. And like, there you go. Failed a bunch of times prior. So again, this is like by design. This isn't me bragging. This isn't hyperbole. This is people that are using our systems to pass. All right, we have this. The next section is, land use controls. 27 minutes here. 38 minutes for valuation. So we've condensed valuation, which could take you eons, into the right stuff so that you know exactly what to do. So you're like, you're kind of going there. Now listen, one of the things that a lot of students may have concerns about is that you don't have to start all over again. So this methodology and this masterclass doesn't force reset. It builds on whatever knowledge you already have with your pre-licensing. So whatever you've learned in your classes, we're just filtering, reorganizing, and reconnecting what you've learned, turning the scattered facts into more of a structured, test-ready system. So you start where you are and not from square one. And so with that, you don't have to forget about the old stuff. You can repurpose the past efforts instead of wasting it. This way you're recognizing pieces that you already know, but this time they click. And because of that, you stop beating yourself up, because that's what we're seeing on wasted time. And finally, it feels like it was all, landing in the right spots, and you're beginning to understand sort of how everything is working. And I think that that's really, really important. Financing, look, I cut it down to 36 minutes here. Contracts, deep old contracts, 37 minutes. Agency, 23 minutes. Wouldn't it be nice to learn agency, what you need to know for agency in 23 minutes? Like in terms of theory, that's like freaking awesome. Property disclosures, property management, 14 minutes. Kate Tofury, it takes the cake for that. Oh my God, she's like, here, 14 minutes worth of this. This is all I want. Okay. And then I'll just go off and like teach whatever we needed to teach, right? So like, there you go. This was like a built on, took a long time even to generate this. It also has global search, by the way. So if you are looking for specific words, right? Like, like blockbusting, it's going to go through my content and find those phrases so you can just eliminate the drag. It also has, and this is kooky, it has an AI that we trained in my voice, basically. Not like it's going to respond like me, but it has observed thousands of hours of my teaching and lecturing over the years, and we've built it to answer questions. So when you are in a pinch, you can type a question into our AI, and the AI is going to generate an answer for you that is going to be in the voice based off of sort of what I've taught and over. So there's congruency. My God, isn't it weird when you're like looking something up and you're looking to fact check something and something is off and it doesn't make sense and you go down 15 rabbit holes and you waste even more time? And so like this is going to help you. It keeps everything thematic. It keeps everything coming from the same voice. It keeps everything coming from all sorts of different publications that I've lectured from. So that's kind of what an interesting piece is like I'm looking at everything from my presentational standpoint, which has been like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of students. It's in the tens of thousands right now. I've put in over 40,000 hours of lecture time, like in classrooms too, not like just like streaming. So this is where it's all coming from. I just want you to understand the solidness of this and my belief in this system. And that's why I think it's important for my friends that are having trouble with math. It has a math section. Now, in the math section, 38 minutes, we are covering the things that you need to worry about, not the things you don't. And there's quizzes that support the math. So if you are having trouble with math, instead of just getting a separate math thing or a traditional math book, maybe, and I meet students all the time. They know the theory theoretically with math, but they just need to know the types of questions and the deception that comes at them. And that's what we've done here in this quiz. So it has a quiz to it. It also is going to come with all of our vocab, man. It's some of our most popular stuff. And so as a bonus, right now with this program, you can get the 250 flashcards, no ads. My God, YouTube just changed a bunch of things and they're dropping a lot more ads, I'm sure, as you guys know. So it becomes harder and harder to focus. That's not something that I can turn off. That is something that they want in there, right? Like advertisers are paying. And so like we can't turn that stuff off. So here it is, unfiltered with no ads, continuous play. We gave you the audio so you can download the audio. We gave you the video and we gave you downloadable actual flashcards. So you get everything, kinesthetic learning, you get visual and you get audible. And so like that's all super important when you're learning and getting it. And then it comes with this bonus of our 2 awesome battle tested packs of questions. So like literally you are covered. The quizzes are awesome. It's easy. There's nothing more. There's nothing less. It's just what you need. And we couldn't be more proud of this. Now, I'm going to show you where you can get it, by the way. If you go to our YouTube channel, like what I'll do real quick is I'm just going to show you just so you can hear a sample. Let's just go through, I don't know, let's go through this one, like land use controls. And let me show you a little bit about land use controls. Expansion, grandfathering. Let me just roll it back here. So like, look. It's a comprehensive plan. So use this question to study and you will be all right. Let's talk about zoning ordinances. So zoning ordinances and generally speaking, policing powers is going to be a topic or a cluster of topics that are going to be found on real estate examinations. You will find this somewhere. The chapter could be called land use controls. The exam outlines call it land use controls. It could be under the government powers. It could be somewhere around there. You're going to find policing powers. So if you see real estate questions on exams referring to a property is on a non-conforming lot, the lot size is small, it's looking to expand. So you are given lots of the things that you need. And like literally that's what you're going to see in these types of things. And that's what we've done. We've dragged it out. Now, the other thing too, and I want to show you this, it comes with quick notes. Let me just take you to the top of this. And when you go there, sort of like right in here, you're also going to find, oops, that's just a thing about Microsoft. All right, so where is it? there is a section in here where you are going to have access to these quick notes. So each of our units comes with these awesome quick notes. And these quick notes are things you can print out. And as soon as you print these things out, you can basically just go in and do them, right? So like that's just super cool. So that's something that I want you to know about, that you see inside of the masterclass. And so you'll get these quick notes. You can print them out as you're going through the videos. They sync up. It's even more streamlined. So you watch these videos, like a 38-minute valuation video, then you fill out all your notes, and now you have this note sheet that you can walk with and you can study from, so you know the key topics that you need to focus on, and everything else you can just ignore, right? Like, so when do you ever hear from an instructor, dude, you can just ignore all of that, don't even worry about it? Like, could it show up on an exam? Yeah, sure, it could show up on an exam, but the probability is very low. More likely, this is what's going to show up, and this is what I would focus on if you want to pass this thing. And again, I'm not looking to make experts in the real estate industry. Our job here is to make you pass faster, okay? So you can get things moving in the right direction, and that's the goal here. Now, let me show you really quickly how you can get it. You can just go to Kumar. You can probably just type in Kumar at this point, but like just Kumar YouTube is what I'll do. Just if you're searching for us, if this is, you're brand new and you're not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. There's lots of really cool and useful study aids on our channel. Thank you guys very much for subscribing. We really do love you, and we appreciate you, and we are so proud of all of you, even the ones that are having difficulties. I can't tell you how proud I am of you. Look, you're even bearing yourself. You're saying you didn't pass. You're telling us, man, that's awesome. Like, you're trying. People just don't try anymore. People are failing because they just don't try, right? You are trying. So, I commend you. I honor you for that. We always talk about that. We're like, wow, they're just trying. Just keep working. And, our stuff on YouTube, if that isn't doing it for you, then check out our store. If our store isn't doing it for you, check out our masterclass. If our masterclass, you're just going to love it. These are things that are just going to get you there. And if the price doesn't fit, then that's okay too, right? Stick with us on YouTube. Understood, right? The point is to get you through this however we can. But there are people that want to get this done like yesterday and are sick of failing, and just, time is money and they just need to move on. And this is for those folks that just don't have the ability to fail anymore. They are done with it. And that's what this is for. Okay, so if you go to our YouTube channel, and if you go to our, let's see, where is it? Where's our store? If you just go, the store link is also here. You just click on that. Go to our store, and in our store, all you have to do is, there's two places. If you just go to the drop down, you can go directly to the masterclass. Pretty simple, and it takes you right there. And this is the masterclass that I just demoed for you. It comes with the 12 modules, downloadable notes, unit quizzes, bonus premium real estate practice exam bundles or battle-tested questions, and it comes with those killer flashcards. And it comes in one bundle, and it comes with us, with access to me. If you need a few moments of my time, we will post that in the link. If you have questions about the masterclass, let me know. Book some time with me. I'll take a 20-minute session with you. Maybe bring your exam results and email those in advance. Again, it's first come, first serve with time. Those slots do get booked up pretty crazy. And I love talking to you. It's not about that. It's just that my time compression is a little bit, there's other things that we're doing. And so that becomes a little bit challenging. But I try to make as many available, and folks can hop on and take advantage of it. If you have questions about the masterclass, if you're not sure, then that's what this is for. Look at it like it's kind of like an office hours exploration as to why I think you should do this. And I'm happy to help. Okay. So if you have questions, leave them in the comments. If you have any concerns, leave them in the comments. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. Every Monday and Wednesday, typically we're doing exam prep review. On Wednesdays, we historically will do mortgage origination review. We've got a masterclass coming for y'all too. That'll help you get through this and crush it. And we have real estate on Mondays. We also have regular content that's being dropped on a regular basis. If there are certain things you're looking for, let us know. We love to try to accommodate the requests, and good luck. Now, I hope the time you spent with me today will yield you some success. I know this masterclass is awesome, and I know it's the best. And so with that, it comes with our, rock solid guarantee. And, right now for y'all, it has been discounted. So it's like a fraction of the price that we typically sell it for, because we are incentive to try to help you guys and more people. So here you go. You got an option to do it. The price won't last long. I'm always a stickler when it comes down to it, because I just know the value is there. And I hope you guys check it out, give it a try, and let us know. And we look forward to Victory Lane with you. If there's anything we can do, let us give it an attempt. If there's something that we can help you with, let us know. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you already haven't, please consider doing so. You will not be sorry. There's lots of information coming your way beyond the real estate exam. So with that being said, thank you very much for spending some time with me. Hope you liked what you saw in our master class. You now kind of know where everything is at. You know how I feel about it. And you kind of now have seen under the hood, which is cool because we haven't done that. If you have more questions, if you want more demos or anything else, book some time with me. I look forward to that. I look forward to hearing your success stories, and I will see you in the next live stream, which is coming next Monday. Have a great week. We'll see you soon.